Yo, yo, yo. How's it going?
Hello there. Oh, hello.
So here we are, Nolan. One more full week from like fantasy football relevance.
That's right. Also, 2 weeks in a row, look at us being consistent.
We made it.
We did it. We're real people.
Well, let's get like the weird news out of the way. It's not bad. It's just different. So first of all, my name's Zach. This is Nolan. We co-host the Three Man Bunk Bed podcast.
Hey.
We did it last year, and then we started we did best ball drafts this year in a couple of weeks leading up into the preseason. And tonight will be the last night of this version of the podcast, the Three Man Bunk Bed podcast.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. So as you can see in the logo in the top right corner, there's usually three of us, or that was always the goal. To have our buddy and college roommate Cole on here.
For anybody that's followed us.
Yeah.
If anybody, they know that's not often three of us here.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like it's been a 2-man bunk bed, 3-man bunk bed podcast.
Life happens. It's all right though.
So yeah, look, we're not judging him. You know, it's he's busy right now, so we're gonna, at least for now, we're the 3-man bunk bed podcast is going on the shelf, proverbially speaking, and we're gonna have a bit of a rebrand. So y'all will see that next week. New name.
Maybe if we can finally agree on something.
Yeah,
we've yet to agree on basically anything, so we'll see.
The name is it's hard. Okay, it's hard. It's not as easy as like Laporta Potty. Okay,
temporary name. Insert name here.
So anyways, look. At least for this week, we are the 3-Man Bunk Bed podcast.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
We are sponsored by the Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Shout out
the sponsors. Let me get them in the thing.
Whoop.
And you can find them, of course, on the website. You can see us on YouTube. You can see us on Spotify some weeks, and then we're going to increase our Twitter footprint. So don't worry about that. But we're going to be here all season. We're just going to have a bit of a facelift next week.
Found us goofing on the Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Look.
You can see me getting minor discussions.
Search this screen name on the Fantasy Football Advice Network, and that's where the drama is. Okay?
I've kept it tame. I haven't gone crazy yet. I was super close the other day to losing it, though.
Look, I
rated him. It's all right.
That's right. Look, I know you don't like Twitter, Nolan, but you're a natural.
God, I would be so good at it.
You'd be a natural at it.
I would.
Well, look, last week, Nolan, we did a AFC preview where,
that's right.
Look, remember on this show and on future episodes, I promise you, this is a show with casual fans for casual fans. So
that's right.
We don't hit you with like major statistics. We don't hit you with like pure passing stats or things like that.
True passer rating.
Yeah. We talk from experience. We were playing for 12 years, and we
vibes only. We play.
Yeah, that's right. Vibes only.
We play with feeling. If you're not feeling it in your heart, it's not worth doing.
It's not. Yeah, it's exactly right. We do this because we like it. We don't get paid a cent to do it. So, cool. This week we're going to do the NFC preview leading into actual games next week, and then we'll be able to talk about what your lineup looks like and who you should be picking up on waivers and all that fun stuff.
That's right. There's been some big news. Cut day was yesterday, so a lot of stuff has happened.
A lot of crazy movements. I'll say this. I don't know if I'd say a lot of crazy movements this year.
No, it's nothing wild. It's 2 or 3 players were significant, but for the most part, most of it we saw coming.
Yeah, when you get like the 4th year in a row of Chosen Anderson getting cut by a team, you're like, sure.
Shows up, gets cut again. Gets cut again. Yep.
So his agent's getting on these camp tryouts. I mean, this dude's on a roster every year, but he's just,
What is the off season without a Chosen Anderson cut?
Yeah, he's just not good enough. All right, well, let's jump into this. We're going to start NFC.
That's right.
I guess that's East.
Top to bottom. East just happens to be on top for some reason.
NFC least.
Oh, God, yeah.
You Cowboys fans out there. Okay,
don't tell Josh, I'll fight you.
All right, no, I'm going to let you hit Dallas first.
All right. Fantasy relevance. This is probably the biggest fantasy relevance. It's the 101 I've seen in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
Depending on how highly you rate receivers over running backs. CeeDee Lamb, big old boy, got his big old contract. Finally, second largest non-QB contract of all time.
Yep, totally with you on that. It's 136 over 4, which I think is
probably too much for a receiver, but
that's a lot.
They didn't ask me.
CeeDee's good. I don't know if he's 136 over 4 good.
Hey man, look, he's the only receiver on that fucking team.
Yeah. Smash it. So smash CeeDee Lamb with the 1, 2, 3.
Old man Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert, I guess. But he's.
I'll tell you.
Other than super late round flyers, it's pretty much him in the receiving room.
I'll tell you, the only other player that I'm really excited. Well, that's not true. There's 3 players on Dallas offense that I even would talk to you about, and everybody else is irrelevant. The first is CeeDee. First and foremost, it's got to be CeeDee Lamb.
That's right.
It is what it is. Second is, especially with the trading of Peyton Hendershot, is Jake Ferguson this year is a super compelling tight end target if you're not going to get one of those elite guys.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to wait until super late, take top 8 to 12 tight end, he's a solid pick.
Yeah. So I'm good with Jake, especially because Peyton Hendershot got traded. They still have Schoonmaker, but it's Jake Ferguson's team, and Dak will air it out. I mean, he's gonna put targets in there. The only other person I would look at is Dak, and I'd take him later. You don't have to get him early. He's in the tier 3 really of quarterbacks that you're going to see out there. So look, if your strategy is to wait, you can do a lot worse than Dak Prescott throwing to CeeDee Lamb.
That's
you
right.
really can.
I'm still super confused. Well, don't get me off yet. Why is Dak QB 8 or 9 in most drafts is what I've seen. Though I feel like he's super low in these drafts.
He is. So
they're going to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game because they have to. Because they don't have anybody to run the ball.
Yeah, I think they're overreacting about their receiving options. So the Cowboys did very little in the offseason on offense, to be honest. They added Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook. Thank God. They still have Brandon Cooks. They still have Jalen Tolbert, and then they've got CeeDee Lamb coming off of his fantasy receiver MVP season and Jake Ferguson. So they didn't really add anything compelling, but that even with that, he was third. He was the 3rd overall quarterback last year.
Yep.
And CeeDee just got paid. Short of an injury, not much is changing on the passing front.
Yep.
He might not be able to run the ball through this offense, but that just means he's going to pass it more.
That's right. I mean, yeah, because they have no running backs. They have the ghost of Ezekiel Elliott, who's going to get 2-yard runs. Also, okay, I've been talking a lot of shit about Zeke. He did look good in the passing game last year, though. So I might eat some crow on this one, but
I don't know, man. I'm Rico this year. If we have to talk about these running backs, I'm Rico. Okay.
You think so? He's just fine.
Nobody's compelling.
No, you don't feel good taking any of these running backs.
I just like Rico at his ADP. I mean, it's totally fine. You could still get him in the last 2 rounds of your draft in 10-team leagues.
Yep.
That's fine.
I mean, Zeke did in last year the 30th running back in PPR. Dude had 51 receptions. So I mean, it's not like he's irrelevant, but God, when he ran the ball, it looked like he couldn't hardly bend his knees.
Yeah.
So he's just getting over. He just hit 30. So it's only going to get worse from here.
Oh, yeah? Well, Rico Dowdle had 4 touchdowns, and he basically had no usage last year.
Well,
none. Sure. He had 89 carries total. So I'll take that. And 16 games, Nolan. 16 games.
16. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this game stat. Did he even, once Pollard, they shut him down, he get more? Nope. Still bad looks. No, still nothing. So, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Rico Dowdle season. Well, look, we'll hit this one. We'll move on. Dalvin Cook means nothing.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. I don't see it. Let's see the last time Dalvin Cook was fantasy relevant. Let's look at it. In 2022 in Minnesota, he was 11th, then 16th. Last year with Baltimore, in 15 games played, he was the 75th overall player. And we know that running backs have cliffs. This wasn't an injury cliff.
No, he was
not good.
That's right.
He was not good. So
who knows who's going to happen. In best ball, take a flyer on one of them. Somebody will hit.
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert, round 17, best ball. Best pick of the draft. Quote me.
No. Taysom's the best pick of the best ball draft.
Wow.
Okay. We'll take Jalen second. Okay. We'll take Jalen.
All right. Who's
Moving
next?
On. Let's hit the Giants.
The Giants.
There's only 2 here for me. So, like...
I mean, there's probably 3. Let's be real. Singletary's probably worth a shot.
Singletary's one of my 2.
Oh, God. Who's your other one?
Yeah.
So, all right. Singletary, worth a shot. Tyrone Tracy, maybe one of the best handcuffs you can have in fantasy this year. The issue you're going to have is they're going to be behind a lot, and they're just not going to run the ball. I feel like the big question mark is 2 years ago before Daniel Jones got hurt, he was, he ended the 9th overall quarterback or the 11th, one of them. But it was literally because running. And can he run anymore is going to be a big question this year. Because was it Achilles or ACL? I forget which one.
Well, what I do know is even when he does run, he falls. So, 90
time.
yards without the touchdown is a lot less.
One time.
Yeah. How many times does it take? How many times? So let's go. Yeah, let's.
And then everybody has Malik Neighbors rated so fucking high in their rankings. One of my favorite stats I've been yelling at everybody that'll listen over the summer is Daniel Jones has only had a wide receiver 3 on his team one time.
Yeah.
He's never had a wide receiver 2 finish by any of his receivers ever.
Yeah, and look, that his really good fantasy season, he's 9th overall quarterback, so his best ever was 9th. Listen to his rushing stats, which are not repeatable for him, I don't think.
No.
120 rushes for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Jesus.
That's not the kind of quarterback that he actually is.
No, not anymore. Not after he tore his whatever the hell he tore.
So 120 carries, Nolan. His next highest total before that was 65.
Yep. That's crazy.
So, yeah, his next highest rushing touchdown total was 2. So the year that he got 9th overall with that elite rushing value, I think is an outlier.
I think so too.
Daniel Jones is a streaming quarterback for me. I'm not even rostering him probably. In 2 leagues. Like he's,
every week he'll be on the waivers.
Yeah, I'll stream him. Devin Singletary, I like in his ADP. I like the range that he's at. I think he could be a really good running back for where you're getting him. And then grab Tyrone Tracy while you're out there. And then look, Malik is intriguing, but I don't like his ADP. I don't like how much you have to spend to get him. There's 2, Nolan. I did a mock draft at the 3 spot, and I took a running back in the first round and came back around, and Marvin Harrison's who I decided to take a shot at. Then the next available receiver 6 picks later was Malik Neighbors, and I found myself going like, no way you take 2 rookie receivers. No way.
So let's just look at the players going around him on either side. So 3 picks on either side. In front of him is James Cook, C.J. Stroud, DK Metcalf. I'd rather have any of them.
Yep.
And then behind him it's Mark Andrews, Trey McBride, Joe Mixon. So you can get elite tight end for the gamble of this rookie receiver who's on an awful team passing wise.
Yep.
You could get RB1 Joe Mixon, DK who is consistently a fringe wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, or rookie of the year CJ Stroud. I feel like it's a no-brainer, especially where he's going. If he falls 6-10 picks, maybe he's going to have to fall a round for me to even start looking at it.
Yep. And then the receivers after Malik are last year's number 53, last year's number 46, and last year's number 98. So,
yeah, that was without the premier talent that is Malik Neighbors on the team. So now they've got an actual alpha wide receiver 1. They're going to be even more relevant than they were last year. Don't even think about drafting any of them.
Yep, I'm good. I would look at Devin Singletary and maybe Malik if you just got to have them, but don't take 2 rookie receivers that early. And then Daniel, you can stream Daniel Jones. Nobody else in the offense is like.
There's going to be better streaming options, anyways, though.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm good on the Giants.
Yeah, let's get out of there.
Yeah, Josh, if you see this podcast, suck it. Okay,
Suck it, Josh. Your team's bad.
Yeah, they suck this year, man.
You're a bottom 5 offense this year.
Evaluate next year's quarterbacks because you might be picking one.
That's right. Oh, you're going to have to. Next year, Giants, top 3 pick, taking quarterback. Quinn Ewers to the Giants. You heard it here first.
You better hope it's Quinn Ewers. It's going to be like Carson Beck, okay?
Oh, God, gross. Don't even say it.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, who's next?
Let's go to an elite offense, okay?
Elite offense.
The dude's everywhere, okay?
So, I feel like the talking about the tush-push dying now that Kelsey's retired, very overblown. They ran it a few times in preseason. It's still full go.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
If you take Jalen Hurts, if you take quarterback early and you get Jalen Hurts, he's an elite tier.
Okay? Top 3 quarterback.
Yeah. He could finish. Usually, last couple of years it's been Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts is right there. I mean,
Mahomes finished like 9 or something.
Well,
we're not there. We'll get there.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurts, you could do so much worse at quarterback.
Just rushing upside alone. You'll hear this a lot, especially in fantasy. Rushing upside. If you're got a quarterback that can run, you're at an immediate advantage.
Yep. Let me ask you this, Nolan. I'll say my preference first. I'm going to ask you. I love Saquon in this offense. I really do. Okay. I think he's going to see
he's going to get 2 touchdowns. What's his over/under on touchdowns?
Like he's never seen before.
No.
He's going to have. I mean, dude, he's not going to see full boxes. They still have to cover all these receivers and worry about Jalen Hurts.
They won't be able to use him. So first of all, he's not going to score touchdowns. Because you've got Hurts. If you're on a goal line situation, you're going to do the tush push every time. Also, they got Kellen Moore as their new OC, who's never really used running backs successfully, unless he had like an excellent 1-2 punch that one year where, God, who the hell was it? I don't even remember. He doesn't use running backs great, so I don't see it. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they're so good. I'm telling you. What was? Let me do this.
Saquon, the 11th pick? No, hard pass. If he falls to like a late second, sure, maybe. But where he's going, not about it.
I'm just saying, dude, DeAndre Swift had 6 touchdowns last year, and on a 1-for-1 talent level, Saquon's
much better. You're right. How many rushing touchdowns does Jalen Hurts have?
Jalen Hurts, sorry.
I know how many he had. Do you know how many he had?
I will. 15.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
He's actually at double-digit rushing touchdowns 3 years in a row.
Yep, it's insane. So, yeah, I don't think any running back on that team is going to have mega high upside because he's not going to get the touchdowns.
Man, I don't know. I don't think you spend the money on Saquon to not at least give. Maybe it'll just be like more red zone touchdowns that aren't on the 1-yard line.
Didn't they lose 2 linemen? It wasn't just Jason Kelsey, was it? I think they lost another one.
They do. They're super good. It's okay.
Their line's going to take a downgrade from what it was last year.
Let's go this. Let's go this O-line. We're going to talk. We're going to have a rare O-line conversation.
I don't think we've ever talked about O-line before on this show.
Jordan Mailata, all
great, fantastic.
Landon Dickerson, dope.
Fine.
Super good.
Fine.
Cam Jurgens at center, you proved that to me that there's less fall off than we think, okay?
Well, shut up.
You got the question is at right guard, but Mekhi Becton was a first-round pick, and he ate the position battle this offseason. They said he dominated it. So you got Mekhi Becton, and then you got Lane Johnson. Bro, this O-line is...
If he was that good, he would still be on the Jets.
It's not true. The Jets are a toxic organization.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. I stand by it.
All right, fine, whatever. Agree or disagree? Do not agree.
From the guard spot, he's 6'7", 363.
I don't care. I don't care.
Just saying. Anyways, we'll agree to disagree. I love Saquon this year. I would take him at the back half of the first round. Okay.
Well, yeah, he's got. If you can get him there, his ADP on Sleeper's 11.
In our long-standing league, for those of you who are watching, we only have 10 guys. I can snatch him. Okay.
Oh my God! If he falls, I'll let him fall.
Yeah.
Receivers, AJ Brown, still great. Probably first-round pick. Fantastic. Go team. Devonta Smith could have Regression to the mean up this year. Last year wasn't great for him, which sucks because I had him in a lot of leagues.
19. He was 19, 7 touchdowns.
Was he really?
Yeah.
It feels like he wasn't that good last year.
Now, let me tell you my worry is they didn't. I think Jahan Dotson eats up some of that.
Do you actually?
Yes. Yeah, he had 49 catches, 500 yards, and 4 touchdowns last year with dysfunctional quarterback play.
No, that's a good point.
This year he gets to go against threes.
Yeah, he's on a run first team though. He's the wide receiver 3 on a run first team.
They might not be with that. Hold on, let's go back.
If he's not getting wide receiver screens, he's not great.
Jalen Hurts was 142 yards away from 4,000 yards passing. They're okay.
Okay.
They're okay. 23 touchdowns.
It's not great. Not great.
Yeah, and so they traded for another receiver.
Yeah.
And got Saquon.
What did they end up trading? Like a third or something like that?
A third and like 2 7s. Nothing.
It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Bag of chips, dude. Bag of chips.
A third ain't a bag of chips.
That dude was like a 19th overall pick.
That's a good point.
The Eagles are insane. And you can still. I'm not super big on Goddard, but like tight ends, we talked about that. Like from the 5th best tight end to the 20th best tight end, it's like
they're all the same. Yeah, it's all the same. You're basically gambling on which one's going to score a touchdown that week.
Yeah, if you don't take a early tight end and you end up with Dallas Goedert, it's fine.
If you don't take Kelsey, McBride, Laporta, or that's pretty much it. Kittle. It's irrelevant which tight end you take.
All right. Eagles offense, you're good. Yeah, lots of good
great. Oh, nice.
If you end up with Eagles players, it's fine. I will say I do like stacking Jalen. I like stacking quarterbacks with anybody, but Jalen Hurts in this offense,
If you get A.J. Brown at the end of the first and take Hurts at the end of the third, great. Great stack.
No. Let's move on to an intriguing one.
Speaking of, we just talked about them a little bit. Did you call them dysfunctional?
No. Not the Commanders.
You did. You called.
We were talking about the Jets. Mekhi Becton was on the Jets.
After that, when we were talking about Dotson.
Oh, well, Yeah, okay. Yes. But I called the Jets dysfunctional, not the Commanders. Although you know what, Nolan? They're dysfunctional too.
That's true. They are. I agree. Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury is also an awful OC. Let's get it out of the way. Don't think he's good at. He calls swing passes and he runs they call it the horizontal raid.
Oh yeah,
they just throw it sideways and pray their receiver gets some yards.
Yeah, pray your people make people miss.
This team is not built for that. Jaden Daniels, we'll see. I mean, he won Heisman. He can run the hell out of the ball. Dude needs to learn to slide. He's not that big.
Yeah.
But he could chuck the shit out of it. So, doesn't help when you have a horizontal raid when you want a vertical raid quarterback. Scary Terry, excellent vertical catcher, though. I'm high on Scary Terry this year. Yeah. He might have his best fantasy year ever this year.
Dude, so he's actually I have had him for a number of years in a different dynasty league. He's dynamite, man. He's not going to be like your top 10 guy, but he's like a plug and play wide receiver too.
He's a wide receiver too, basically every year.
Yeah, very consistent. And that's without touchdowns. He's got very little touchdown value. 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
He's also the only wide receiver worth a damn on this team.
Yeah, if he scores a couple more touchdowns, dude, this guy's in it. Okay.
Yep.
I'll tell you who I'm interested in. The more I look at it, the more I'm interested. Is Brian Robinson, their running back?
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, and so his ADP. No, what's his ADP at right now?
It is Brian Robinson's 108.
Dude, I'm telling you,
steal.
This guy had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double-digit weeks.
Yep.
Last year with completely dysfunctional offensive play.
When he was bad offense, sharing the backfield with Antonio Gibson. Still ended PPR RB21. Solid.
Yeah,
and now they basically got a older, slightly worse Antonio to be his backup now. Eckler also no knees. Dude looked like a stick man running the ball.
Dude, this man had a 6-reception, 119-yard receiving game with a touchdown.
That's right.
Followed that week up with a 7-reception, 59-yard receiving game.
Yep.
Okay? And they got rid of their second target from last year.
Yeah.
So Eckler will naturally eat a little of that.
It will.
But I think
Brian Robinson is a solid running back.
If you end up with Brian Robinson as your RB2, like that's how far you're pushing it, dude, you are in it. If you
totally go zero running back and you get him in the 8th or 9th, you're solid. Fine. No worries.
I mean, you're talking about a guy, and he really hasn't had he had pretty good receiving touchdown value, 4 receiving touchdowns, but only 5 rushing touchdowns. I think that's bound to improve. Austin Eckler's not a rushing touchdown kind of running back. He's
never has been
change of pace kind of guy.
Yep.
And so, we're going into year 3, Brian Robinson, with a quarterback that hopefully will solve some of those quarterback issues for them. I really like him in this offense. I like him and Scary Terry.
See, that's the worry, is if Cliff Kingsbury doesn't shit the bed and Jaden Daniels becomes an actual quarterback, there are a lot of things that has to go right for them to actually be relevant, though.
He looked pretty dangerous in the preseason in the action.
He did look pretty good. I will say, honestly, every rookie quarterback looked good in the preseason.
Super annoying. Okay, even 5th-round Saints pick Spencer Rattler looked compellingly decent in the preseason. Bad. Okay. Look, I don't love a lot of people in this offense. I don't know. Jaden Daniels is in the draftable range. For ADP, I'm not taking him this year. He would be if I fade the quarterback position and take a quarterback later. I would then take 2 quarterbacks to hedge my bets, and I would take him as a QB2. But I'm not. Yeah,
he's going to end up on somebody in a 12-team league. He's going to end up on somebody's bench the whole time.
I'm not out there going to get Jaden Daniels. If he falls to me in the right situation, I would draft him and sit him. But I want Brian Robinson. I want Terry McLaurin.
Yep, that's about all that I'd be comfortable having in a starting lineup.
You don't want Olamide Zaccheaus?
No, I'd rather have De'Ami Brown, who's excellent on a wide receiver screen.
What about the other Brown? Noah Brown,
new today. Noah Brown is what he has always been. Dude's been around forever. He'll have 2 games where he scores 20 points, and then he'll have 4 or 5 the rest of the year.
Oh yeah.
Gambling which games are going to be those spike weeks are going to be fucking impossible.
He's 10 yards per target, 17 yards per catch.
Yep.
But he only had 33 catches and 2 touchdowns. So he's a best ball player.
And basically all of that came out too. Yeah, if you can get him in a best ball league, great, worth a flyer. He's going to have a couple games where he scores 20 points and they'll be completely irrelevant the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's not a nothing addition to the offense because they're gonna send him screaming down the field. But for fantasy purposes, it's not that important.
That's right.
All right.
Jinx, bitch.
Let's go to the number 1 overall pick in the regular NFL draft last year.
I hate to say how good he looked in preseason. I hate it.
Caleb Williams is gonna be awesome. If you end up
he's gonna be excellent.
I'd probably draft him.
I'm eating crow on this one. I talked a lot of shit about him around the draft, but I take it all back.
You know what it feels like? It feels like the year that we were shitting on Kyler, except Caleb has way more weapons.
That's right. Dude's got so many fucking. All 3 of his receivers are going in the first 5 rounds, 6 rounds. Yeah. It's crazy. Keenan Allen's been dropping a lot because dude put on some LBs.
That's fine.
Did you see the thing come out that he hit 230 or something?
He gets hurt too much. He needs some LBs.
Well,
okay. But look, dude, he's got a running back room that's 3 running backs deep that are
solid running backs. Might be 4 running backs deep. I like Travis Homer.
Yeah.
But fantasy relevance, DeAndre Swift, maybe. Khalil Herbert, maybe.
Roshan, I love Roshan in best ball leagues, but for redraft, which is the primary format that we talk about, it's just DeAndre Swift in the running back room.
So the last 2 years, DeAndre Swift has been on a team where somebody else on his team rushed for over 15 touchdowns. It's a terrifying stat. Yeah, he's excellent in the open field. He is awful within the 5. Dude trips on the 1-yard line constantly.
pretty decent PPR back. I mean, he's 39
fine.
catches last year, 48 catches the year before. Last year was actually his worst receiving year with Jalen Hurts, and Caleb won't run that much.
No.
So
yeah, Jalen Hurts is going to rush the ball himself. He doesn't need to dump it off to a running back.
Yeah,
Caleb,
see an improvement.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is kind of my homie. I feel like he's going to have a bunch of like 5-10 yard scrambles.
Yeah.
They run the same.
He'll be a first down kind of guy. Like, he'll convert. Yeah.
Like he did in the one preseason game I actually watched with him. He'll break off one swing pass for 60 yards, and you'll be fine. Excellent receivers, though. DJ Moore, I'm super high on DJ Moore this year.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, they're all intriguing. If you end up with any of the three, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Rome, you've got a shot at having like pretty decent production if Caleb pans out. The only one I want is DJ Moore.
That's right. I feel like Rome's probably going to come on better later in the year, as a lot of rookie receivers do, especially when like the older receiver like Keenan, they start to flip-flop which one actually gets more looks once he gets more comfortable.
Well, and Keenan's going to go down at some point. It might not be like season-ending, but he's going to go down and miss a game here or there, and Rome will get his chance at doing something here.
Yep.
But I like talking up the Bears so that people are taking Keenan and Rome.
That's right.
Because I'm not going
to touch him.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But I'm okay with other people doing it to give me shots at it.
I'm sure they might end up great. I'm not going to feel bad if they do because I'm not doing it.
I won't be sitting here regretting. I won't be like, oh man, I missed out on Keenan Allen. With the rookie quarterback, right?
Right.
But
also,
they are the reason why I would be interested in drafting Caleb Williams.
Yep, that's right. He has all the weapons. I wouldn't touch tight end on this team, though. A lot of people are high on Kmet, but, I mean, Gerald Everett's a solid receiving tight end. I just wouldn't touch either of them.
Yeah, look, Kmet's, I mean, he's been good. 8th overall tight end last year, 7th tight end before, but they added targets. They added talent. They added a better running back. They added 2 more receivers, and they added a better quarterback. And so where Tyson Bagent was like finding Kmet last year out of necessity, and same thing with DJ Moore, really. But when he's finding him, like that's not going to necessarily be what happens this year. He'll get some targets and stuff like that, but we talked about it. Last 2 years, he's had elite touchdown production from the tight end position. I don't think he has that this year. I don't think with all those receivers and Caleb Williams throwing it, I think like it's going to get spread out a little bit more, and Kmet will go from without like playing worse, he will just regress down the tight end rankings because it's so thin at the position. So yeah, I'm with you. He's not my first tight end. I would stream him. Like I will take probably one tight end, and then on his bye week I would look at a Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
probably.
That's right. All right, who's next?
Yep.
Ooh,
our boys. Nolan and I are probably above average Lions fans.
We are, because we love Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Dan Campbell is the dopest coach. Okay?
When Dan Campbell's press conference when he got hired, I've literally been a Lions fan since.
Yeah,
it was excellent.
You see the video that's going around, right, where he was at a practice or a training camp practice, and he's just yelling at him, and he's like, all I ever think about you guys. I just fucking think about y'all all the time.
No, I haven't, but I'm going to look it up now.
These dudes, the Lions players would kill somebody for Dan Campbell. Yep. I'm telling you.
Did you see we're in Memphis. We all know a million Tennessee fans. Did you see the cut today? They cut Sudfeld. Hendon Hooker officially QB2.
Dude, Hendon looked good, too.
He looks good, man. He looked good before he got hurt in college. That's why he took Joe Milton's job.
Problem is he's old, bro. Like
he is old for a rookie. Yes, he is.
So they signed Goff for 4 more years. No chance he plays that contract out if Hendon Hooker is still good this year, next year. Yeah. But it's going to be that long. It's 2 years of Goff production.
Hendon Hooker is going to be 30 before he touches the field.
Yeah. I mean, literally, he's 26. He'll be 28. I think he'll be a 28-year-old full-time starter probably.
If Goff doesn't ball out, which he could.
Goff's been hated on his whole career unnecessarily.
So, my big thing about this team is everybody knows everybody wants Jahmyr Gibbs. He's round one running back. Round one running back. Round one running back. I've been a Monty fan forever. Also, Jahmyr Gibbs has already hurt his hammy this fucking preseason.
And hamstring is one of those injuries.
Fucking lingers. From a guy who's had hamstring injuries playing rugby, they fucking suck and they stay around forever.
It's like a shit split.
Fuck you, dude. I don't get shin splints. Get out of here. Get out of here. But they're fucking awful. And they stick around, and he got it in the preseason. I don't want to...
I'm good.
I'm staying away.
Completely agree with you on this.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs is one of those guys to me. I love the Lions. I do think that they have a couple of guys that are primed for regression because of overperformance their rookie years. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is one of those guys. I mean, he's probably going to be good if he's healthy, but I don't think he finishes top 10 again.
That's right.
You know, I think
take David Montgomery in the 6th round, and you're probably going to be better off.
Yeah, so they supported the number 10 and number 17 running backs, which is elite. That's elite for you to have two guys. And, like, Monty's not going anywhere. They didn't even play him in the preseason finale. Like, that's how important he is. Yeah. Technically, on the depth chart, he's still listed as the first guy.
He is going to be. He's the RB1. Gibbs is the change of pace back. Gibbs is Tony Pollard a couple of years ago with Kellen Moore. Yeah. That's who I was trying to think of when I was talking about running backs earlier with Kellen Moore. It came to me.
I don't want to say this out loud. He's probably more talented than Tony.
Oh, he's definitely more talented than Tony. Yeah, let's be real.
But he's hurt. Like you said, he's already got a lingering hamstring injury.
Yep. So, I'd skip on Gibbs unless you felt. Take Monty at ADP. Excellent pick, especially 0 running back drafts.
Let's talk about our guy. If you are not picking in the top 3, my target in the first round is probably Sun God.
He is consistently the 4th overall pick, as he should be. Maybe higher. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah, he 20 PPR rank, 21 his first year, 7 the year before, 3 last year.
Yep.
And nothing negatively changed in the offense.
No, like they did not add anybody.
No. Everybody's just in the offense another year. Like everybody's more tenured, everybody's more seasoned, and Sun God's just primed and ready to continue to eat up from the slot. He is as elite of a slot receiver as you're going to look for.
Oh yeah.
So if you get Sun God in the first round, feel good about it. That's Mr. Reliable probably in the first round. Like he's one of those guys that's just really hard. I hate to even say it because we can say it every time. Health permitting, you're going to get your first round value out of him.
It goes without saying for every single player.
Yeah. He's fine.
People are going to get hurt every year. You can't gamble on it.
Having said that, the other rookie from the Lions offense, and I had this dude in every league imaginable last year. I'm probably not taking Sam Laporta at the start of the second round.
Oh, it's so high.
Yeah, greatest rookie tight end of all time.
Yep.
Awesome job. We'll give you super great job. Okay. Yep. That means you are guaranteed for regression. You're not gonna turn around and dominate that again like that. People know who you are.
That's right.
People are looking for what they're going to be doing with Sam Laporta. And to our point, nothing changed in this offense.
Dude's going to the 3rd round in drafts too, which is so fucking high.
Dude, I've seen him go in the 2nd for these tight end reachers.
Dog, man.
Especially if it's a 12-team league and stuff like that. And that's rich for me, man. That's
so fucking rich for
me.
I
want him. I would take him in the 3rd round. I'm not taking him in the 1st or 2nd round.
Late 3rd? Yes, all day.
3rd is where I'm looking at.
No.
3rd round is where I'm looking at for my elite tight end prospect.
Right. You know? That's right. I'm with you. Also, lingering hamstring issue. Yeah. He missed most of camp with it.
These soft tissue issues.
There's a lot of them this year, man. I feel like it's more than normal this year. No other wide receiver on this team is relevant, though.
Yeah. So I'm good. So I would take Sun God. I would take David Montgomery at ADP or Gibbs if he falls.
Yep.
No chance Sam Laporta's falling. People are freaking out.
No, he's not going to fall. But if he does, you take him.
Yeah. And then I would take Jared Goff as my number one quarterback if I'm fading on the quarterback position.
I'd be super confident if he
I
was
tried him out. So that was for only recently where I started like nailing on Josh Allen every year. Did I start taking quarterbacks early? I used to be that like 10th round quarterback guy, and Jared Goff fits that to a T. The kind of quarterback I was looking for that's coming on like a top 5 offense and nothing changed. Like I would absolutely take Jared Goff as my QB1.
Yep. Last 2 years with the Lions, 10th overall, 7th overall. Great.
Yeah, because
let's go.
If you're taking him as your number one quarterback, it's because you hammered running backs and receivers before that, so you're set up for success.
That's right. Or if you had the 4th overall pick and got Sun God, then it's an easy pick, especially at ADP. He's like 109 ADP. So great, all day. Cool.
We knew this was going to happen, Nolan. We knew the NFC was going to take longer because we
it's
just like it more
relevant, also.
and it's just better.
Yeah.
So we got to pick it up. We have 45 minutes.
All right.
Go to the second ranking still.
We're going quicker. Packers. Jordan Love, great pick, especially at ADP. Go team. We did it.
Josh Jacobs.
AJ Dillon out for the year. Crazy. Last we heard, he had a stinger.
Yeah.
That he's out for the year. Wild. I would love to see what he actually is out for the year with, because I've still only heard he's out with a stinger.
Isn't that crazy,
and then Marshawn Lloyd's out, too. Emmanuel Wilson, handcuff of the year. Handcuff of the first 4 weeks. It doesn't say. No, I haven't seen it. I've looked for it. I haven't seen a report.
Wow, dude. He's got whatever he's got, it's fantasy terminal, okay? Fantasy.
Well, it's AJ Dillon. He was already irrelevant in fantasy anyways.
Hey, we named his thighs. Okay. But yeah. Look. Jordan Love nailed it. Okay, nailed that. That's your starting quarterback.
Great.
Josh Jacobs nailed it at his ADP. Okay.
Great.
He's got nobody.
Yo, he's gonna start after the reports the last 2 days. Dude's about to skyrocket. If you do your draft soon, you're gonna have to go higher in ADP. Dude's gonna start shooting up boards.
He's probably still worth it. In an offense that looks like it's going to be prolific, he's probably still worth it.
I mean, he's led the league in rushing twice now, hasn't he?
Let's see. Just once for sure. But look, dude, last year was his worst year at 28. But the previous 3 years, he was the 3rd overall player, the 11th overall player, and the 8th overall player.
Well, it's also last year because Las Vegas was an awful fucking team.
He's going from Las Vegas to Green Bay. If we get Jordan Love from last year, it's done, bro.
Let's go.
I don't like any of the receivers. All right, that's not fair. Excuse me.
So they have 5 solid receivers. There's no telling who is going to catch the ball any given week. There's no fucking clue. Let's be real. Christian Watson is the best receiver on that team when healthy. If he got his fucking hamstring shit fixed, great. He put like 20% more mass on one of his legs because apparently that was the issue.
Yeah, that was super cool, yeah.
Yeah, so when we were reading that was actually really interesting. Apparently one of his legs was significantly smaller, and so he put 20% more mass onto that leg at this offseason. It's apparently evened his shit out, and hopefully he's great for the year.
Hey, somewhere his route running coach was like, look, I told you your plant leg's important. Like,
Too important. Hey, off balance, yeah.
I think, if I have to pick one out of the offense, I'm taking Christian Watson at his ADP.
That's right.
Jaden Reed's high for my taste.
He's high, but he has like the 3rd on-field percentage of the 3. I'm pretty sure Christian Watson, when healthy, and Romeo Dubes both have a higher on-field percentage than Jaden Reed did last year.
I was going to say, I would take, I'm intrigued. I'm only going to take one. In many leagues, I've taken one of these guys. But if you ask me who is going to be the best this year, I have no idea.
I'm still putting my money on Christian Watson. Honestly, if you're playing best ball, just grab one. It doesn't matter which. They'll be fine a couple of weeks. Yeah. But in an actual redraft league, it's going to be next to impossible to know who's relevant which week. Yep. Unless injuries or somebody in the first 3 weeks becomes the clear-cut favorite, it's going to take a couple weeks for us to find out.
Yep. And then I do like Luke Musgrave He's going super late. If you need a tight end and you happen to have grabbed Jordan Love early in the draft, like I do like him.
A lot of people are saying Tucker Kraft, now that he's off injury this year, is going to take some of that away. But, I mean, there's no fucking telling. His rookie year, he was hurt the entire year. So we don't know what he's going to do or what he looks like.
Well, and Luke's mustache is
excellent
awesome.
Mustache.
Yeah, it's awesome. But, yeah, same thing. Tight end room's kind of like the receiver room. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next year, we'll all be more confident about who we pick.
They're going to have a top 5 offense, but we have no idea of knowing who's going to be relevant in that room, which is a wild thing to say because every other top 5 offense, you fucking know who it's going to be.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Let's hammer it.
There's one relevant player on this team. It is one.
The only person we want to take is Justin Jefferson.
Cool.
Right?
Great. He's probably the 6th overall pick I've seen a lot. Going behind the first 3, Sun God, the next 2 running backs. So, I mean, he's somewhere around in the mid-first. He's the only...
He's probably going to be fine.
Last year he showed he could be fine. After Kirk got hurt, he had awful fucking play, and he was still super relevant.
Last year, after missing 7 games and having bad quarterback play, he still finished 33rd.
Yeah.
Like,
he'll be fine.
Okay. He's got a chance for you to take him at 6th and him be the number 1 receiver in fantasy football.
Also, Sam Darnold, not a great quarterback, is better than anybody he had last year.
Man, look, the weeks he got Josh Dobbs, bro.
Oh my God, fuck off.
Vikings Josh Dobbs?
Fuck off.
Insane, okay?
Oh, that dude played on 6 teams last year.
Anyways, look, I don't have a single other player in this offense in any league.
I've had people saying Aaron Jones. Vikings have bottom 5 running back usage, and Aaron Jones is getting older anyways. Fucking stay clear of the entire fucking running back room. Addison's fucking hurt and may go to jail. Who the fuck knows? Hockenson's on PUP for the first 4 weeks at least. Yep. Don't draft injured players that are out week 1. Don't do it.
We're not talking dynasty. This is redraft. You don't draft injured players.
Don't fucking do it because they're hurt. They're missing time at the start, and then it's going to take them a while to ramp up if they do. Don't draft players that are on PUP week 1.
Smash Justin Jefferson and walk away
and then
from
steer clear.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're playing best ball, sure, grab Sam Darnold in the 18th round. Fine, whatever. The rest of it, steer clear. All right, this is a team.
NFC South.
Oh, God. Okay, so this is Zach's division. The first team on our fucking list. Do you want to take this? You got it. Go at it.
I got you. You're okay. If you take Bijan in the first round, anything after the first 3 picks, I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah.
If you dare to take him in the top 3, there's a chance, but it's low that he pays out that. Okay. He's not Christian McCaffrey. I know you want him to be, but he doesn't have that elite level of receiving production to go with that. And his handcuff running back is too good.
It's a 1A, 1B. It's not even a handcuff. It's a 1A, 1B.
Algier is good. Look, Bijan is a first-round
excellent running back.
But he's not top 3.
Mm-mm.
Don't do that.
Nope.
You know?
They've got a second running back who's going to take too much touches.
Yeah. I love Drake London this year.
Fucking love it. Hammer that shit.
Like him at his ADP.
I
think Kirk Cousins is going to give him some freaking targets finally.
That's right.
Love Drake London. Speaking of Kirk, I'm not probably going to – I don't know if I'm brave enough to QB1 him, but
if I get London, stack it. If you get London, get him. Stack it. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah, if you get London, look at fading the rest of them. Kirk Cousins has that Matt Stafford-esque feel.
Yep.
That you could get super late, and then he turns around and wins the league.
He's just fine. He's excellent, super late. Nobody wants him, and you can just get him late. I don't know why, Matt. Are we? No, it's coming up. We'll get there.
Yep. And then
I will never draft Kyle Pitts ever.
You can't do it, man.
I will not.
That's been the biggest catfish player I could think of.
God.
The only guy I could imagine that is drafted every year as a top 5 player in his position, and then every year is not. I mean, and not even approaching it. Yep. Now, his quarterback play this year is going to be light years ahead of what he's seen, and he was 13th last year. But I just don't
As we
see
said,
it, man.
5 to 20, it doesn't matter which one you get. And if you're drafting him in the top 6 rounds and you're getting somebody you could have drafted 10 rounds later, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Do better.
It's
right?
such
Do
a
better.
wasted pick. His ADP is still too high.
Yeah. I'm not saying. Look, there's a chance. There's a chance this plays out as one of those picks that you told everybody at the front of the year, this is Kyle Pitts' year for the 3rd year in a row, and that he can actually do this.
I'm not making that gamble.
Not at a tight end, man. That's why I like Drake London so much this year. Yes.
Yep.
Not at a tight end. Okay. So we like Bijan outside of the top 3. Love Drake London as a wide receiver 1. Like, he could be your first receiver.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I like Kirk later. I'm good with anybody else. If you get Bijan, you got to love the Tyler Algier stack.
Yep.
You know, we don't here at our podcast, we don't believe that you have to have handcuffs. I would get that handcuff.
In redraft, I don't believe in handcuffs.
Yeah. Nolan just doesn't believe, is what it is. Okay.
Whoa.
That might have been slander. I'm sorry. No, don't worry. I'm going to swap off and let you talk about the Panthers because I'm going to talk about the Saints.
Cool, great. Hey, there's not much to talk about. Well, that's false. Okay, new OC. So this is the guy that feels like a quarterback whisperer a little bit. Baker had his resurgence with him. Baker was excellent last year. Maybe he can do it. I don't think Bryce Young has the physical gifts to fucking be anything higher than a QB2. He's so small he cannot see over his O-line. I was yelling about it last year on this fucking podcast. If anybody wants to roll back the tape, I'll yell about it until he's out of the league. I think he's too small.
Yep.
Anyways,
he's 5'10" and not that athletic. You know, like that's tough. That's at least Kyler is like mega fast.
Right.
We'll get to it.
Right. Bryce Young, not that athletic and small. Running back room, don't draft hurt players. Do not draft Jonathan Brooks, especially as a rookie. Dynasty, sure, fine, whatever. Do not draft him in redraft. He will not be playing the first 4 weeks, probably longer, and then as a rookie on a bad team, they are not going to rush him back, and if they do, it's not going to be fantasy relevant. Do not draft him. If you want an early season running back, you can draft Chuba Hubbard. He'll probably be, late running back 2, early running back 3, I'd guess?
Yep.
Fine. You can get him in, the last couple rounds. Fine.
He's an intriguing flex guy. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And then a receiver, maybe get Deontay Johnson, and that's probably it.
That just, look, y'all, this hype about Xavier Leggett
he's bad. He was bad in college. He had one good year. It took him his 5th year of college to be relevant. He's going to be bad in the NFL. Sorry.
Yeah.
They only drafted him because he was a Carolina guy. That's it. That's the only reason.
We're good on Deontay. That's the only guy I would get.
That's right. They picked Xavier Leggett. It was a homer pick, and they made it. Yep. Fine. He's going to be irrelevant.
And he's funny. Okay, but he's not fantasy relevant.
Sure, but he's not fantasy relevant. Other than that, Thean could be fine. Last round, maybe being your last flex spot. Other than that, stay away from it. This team's bad. Don't draft players on it.
Yep.
Great.
All right, we're moving. Boom. I don't know if you can see in the frame.
Let him go.
I'm a Saints fan. Okay.
There it is.
But. No, you know what? I'm not even going to say but. Okay. Look, I was going to try and play it down, and then I just couldn't.
Oh, you're going to be laughing at Drake. That bird.
Yeah. Chris Olave's going to be dynamite, okay? He's going to be good this year. We've got a full year with a new offensive coordinator. Listen, y'all, this offensive coordinator last year was basically Sean Payton's paperwork assistant, okay? He ran an old, archaic offense that did not take downfield shots and that insisted on giving Taysom, and I love Taysom, too many chances, okay? You can have too much of a good thing, and that's what happened with Taysom last year, all right? Chris Olave is going to be awesome this year. He was 16th in PPR, and I think that's his floor this year. He had 1,100 yards in an old offense. with 87 receptions. He's going to be dynamite. If you get Olave as your first receiver, fine. You're doing just fine, okay? That means that in round 1, you took one of those elite running back options, and you're good to go, okay? Next to Chris Olave, the next like ADP Saint player that you would draft, it takes a bit of a dive, okay? It does.
I
love Alvin Kamara, okay? And I think if he's healthy, he's going to be good, but he's got this like contract dispute thing going on. But Alvin Kamara, he's got a chance to outplay his ADP. At his current ADP, I would take him all day. He's kind of that RB2 flex territory right now. Take him. Yeah. And then as far as the only other 2 guys that I would really then like look at targeting at their positions is Rashid Shaheed. You can get him late. You can get him pretty late. Now his ADP's rising, but he was hurt all preseason, Nolan. He was hurt. So I'm hoping that's cooling people down this last week, okay? He's hurt. So, but dude, this is an all-pro punt returning downfield threat, okay? And then I'm not going to take. I've made myself a pact internally to not draft Derek Carr this year, but I'm okay if you get him later, okay? He's not a QB1. If you take one of the later quarterbacks, like if you take a Tua or a Jared Goff, I love Derek Carr as like a QB2 option to roster. They might be prolific. This Saints offense was a lot better last year than people remember them being, and they really didn't look good. They're probably going to look good this year. They got the guy from the 49ers. They got Clint Kubiak. So, yeah, there's my diatribe on the Saints, Nolan. That's where we're at.
I think a lot of those are homer picks.
You don't like Chris Olave, Nolan?
Not as high as he's going. No, I don't. I don't think that's his floor. I think that's probably where he'll end this year. Derek Carr is not good. Do not draft him in 1 QB. If he's your second QB in Superflex, fine. Do not draft him in 1 QB.
Good. We're good as a 2 QB, Derek Carr.
I think Olave's going too high, but whatever. I think he'll be a fringe wide receiver too. Yeah.
You don't like Kamara?
At ADP, yeah, he's fine. No, he's had like his second worst year. He finished running back 11 last year. He'll be fine. If you need like also a fringe running back 2, great pick. Have at it.
He's never had Nolan. Kamara's never finished below 16.
Yeah,
at his position. Dynamite.
The last 2 years, he has been significantly lower than he was before that.
And he was still 11th. And he missed, 4 games. He missed 4 game suspension for wholesale.
What'd he do?
Wholesale beating someone's ass. Okay.
He probably deserved it. Whatever.
And let's be honest, if he had played those 4 games instead of 11th, I mean, he would have been like.
He'd have been higher.
Yeah. He might have been.
He's a fine pick.
Anyways, they're not homer picks. Okay, maybe.
Also, there's nobody fucking behind him. Condre Miller's the biggest disappointment in the world, and Jamal Adams he's not great.
Yep.
So,
all right. Let's go talk to let's go talk about the Buccaneers. This is like a safety net of picks. This whole team's like a safety net of picks.
Every pick on this team is a fine safety net pick at ADP.
Yeah, I think so.
If you get any of these guys at ADP, you're fine. Baker ADP, great. You're probably fine. Rashad White ADP, honestly, you're probably a little better than fine. He could end up higher. He's an excellent catching the ball running back. They did get Bucky Irving, though, who is a big old bruising boy. So Rashad White may lose some of his touches. He had like 85% running back touches last year. It's probably going to go down because they did draft Bucky Irving for the short and goal things. So maybe Rashad White still going to be fine at ADP. Mike Evans, the most consistent player in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong.
Whatever.
Tell me I'm wrong.
But you can't go wrong with it. Alvin Kamara literally is more consistent. I don't be worried about it. Okay.
Well, how long is Alvin?
Alvin Kamara was green every week. Mike Evans has 1, 2, 3 yellows. Okay, what do you want?
Oh my God, whatever. if you're getting him as like a receiver in the third, you're good. What's the ADP? 29? Yeah, you're getting him in the third. That's great.
No, dude, I like Mike Evans a lot. In the last 4 years, he's only had 1 year that he didn't have touchdowns in the teens.
Yeah.
That's elite.
And then what is it? 11 years of over 1,000 receiving yards too.
Yeah.
If he is the receiver you're getting in the third is your wide receiver 2, you're beyond fine.
Yep. Same thing at his ADP. If you have to turn around and you have to take Chris Godwin, you're probably okay.
You're fine. At ADP, you're fine.
Yeah, like he had last year he was wide receiver 29, or not even wide receiver 29. He was just position rank. Yeah, wide receiver 29. So down year for him, but they brought Jalen McMillan in. We've got year 2 with Baker as the quarterback in that same offense. I think
Godwin's probably going to play more in the slot, which is what he's naturally good at anyways. So honestly, he may have an up year this year anyways, just seeing as he's going to be in the slot more.
Totally agree.
Yep.
You're not drafting Jalen McMillan, not because he's not good, just because he doesn't fall in that draftable range. But if you took a shot at it, or if one of those other 2 guys gets hurt, you're fine. Pick him up.
Round 18 best ball pick.
And then same thing. You're probably not drafting Cade Otton, but he's streamable. He's streamable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. All right. Let's.
Who's next?
Yeah, let's go Cardinals.
Kyler at ADP, I feel like is a steal. He should be going higher.
Yeah. If Marvin Harrison is what they think, and Michael Wilson is good for year 2, he's got a chance at like top 3 quarterback play.
Yep. And then you've got fucking Trey McBride, who's an excellent tight end. He's probably my tight end 1 over Laporta this year.
I think so. Yeah, if you can stack more than Kyler and Marvin Harrison, I feel better about stacking Kyler and Trey McBride.
That's right.
Because Marvin Harrison's getting overdrafted. Like not that he's not good, he's just way too high. Like the start of the second round to me is really high for a rookie receiver.
Agreed. But you can get Trey McBride at the end of the 4th.
Yeah.
Great spot for an elite tight end. The perfect draft spot. Get him, and then a little bit later, get Kyler, because Kyler's going at what, the 8th?
Yeah.
7th.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Great. He's probably going to end up being an elite quarterback. Michael Wilson, I feel like, is a super late flyer. I like him. I've been rooting for him for 2 years now. If roll the tapes back, I was high on him last year, too.
Yeah.
And then running backs, you've got James Conner, who is also a picture of consistency. Everybody thinks he's finally going to die, and he is still here.
I do like look, you don't have to get James Conner to get Trey Benson, but I do like taking Trey Benson later. Like his ADP is still, it might be a little, like a touch high, but if James Conner gets hurt, like this dude.
Trey Benson did not look good in preseason.
I think he'll be okay, man. I don't think like I'm blown away by Amari DiMercato.
No, he hasn't been good on any team he's been on.
The argument that we heard like literally today and throughout the preseason was that Michael Carter was taking these RB2 snaps and they cut him.
Surprise. We both had that argument with the same person today, didn't we?
Yeah. He was all about it. Oh, but what about Michael Carter? And I went, man, Michael, like
time stamped this for him. Called it.
Yeah. Like I said, I like taking a shot at him. He's a rosterable pick. Like he's a draftable pick.
Also, if you do get James Conner, get him. James Conner is fine fringe RB1-2. I feel like I've said that so much today, but whatever.
That's fine.
But he will get hurt every year, so you want the handcuff. If you get James Conner, you must have Trey Benson.
Yep.
Cool, great.
Yep, that's about it. Let's go Rams. Ooh, now
this could be a top 5 offense this year. Straight up, I could 100% see them being a top 5 offense.
I'm gonna say it.
Say it. Hit me with it.
At ADP, I want Blake Corum over Kyron. I just do. Okay?
Disagree, but
I just do. I think Kyron had a fantastic year, but they're going to turn around and find ways to put the ball in his hands in other ways. They're going to let him like punt return. I'm telling you, I just think this is a guy who like has an injury history.
Yeah.
And Blake Corum had 17 rushing touchdowns. I'm telling you, dude, they didn't take this guy to not give him important carries, and he's an elite level handcuff if Kyren gets hurt. When Kyren gets hurt, now they're also going to pass more in this offense this year. Like when you have Cooper and Puka healthy at the same time,
they have two guys that could both end the year being wide receiver ones. It's disgusting.
So, and I know that's going to be a take that people fight me with, but hear me out on the second part. I think Kyren's current ADP is really expensive for basically 1 year production, and so that feeds into my preference on taking Blake Corum, where you can get him so much later, and he might give you especially if Kyren gets hurt, he's going to give you really really good production for his ADP. So if you like Kyren, take him. He was really good last year. But it's kind of like Laporta or Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going 1 year production and stamping them as a first round pick or a second round pick.
15th. But put it on the board. Kyren Williams is DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. So
excellent open field runner, great in space. The ball will be given to somebody else.
Who was
on the goal line this year?
Who are we thinking? The receiver? I don't know. Megatron. There were two: Megatron and Julio Jones. The 1 yard line syndrome, where they get all the yards, go down 1 yard line, someone else scores. I love that even more so. That makes me want to let someone take a shot at Kyren, and I'll take a wide receiver at that spot, and I'll get Blake Corum later.
Speaking of Megatron, I saw a very fun stat today.
Okay.
Did you see he has the highest end zone fade reception percentage of all time?
He's uncomfortable.
It's 54. It was 54, 55%. He wins 50% of his end zone fades. It's a play that doesn't really exist anymore in the NFL because it's such low percentage. That dude caught over 50% of them.
He did the tush push for end zone fades.
It was. I heard that today. It doesn't feel real. I'm gonna have to go see if it is. But if that's fucking true, that's a wild stat.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kyren Williams is DeAndre Swift. Blake Corum is gonna be Jamal Williams.
If he's 17 touchdown Jamal Williams,
no, he's not gonna be 17 touchdowns. They're gonna throw the ball.
I'm gonna be running around with the flag. I knew it.
No. They're going to have two wide receiver ones. Running is going to be on the back burner this year. If both Puka and Kupp are healthy, it's going to be nasty.
I don't want to skip Matt Stafford. If his receivers are healthy, Matt Stafford's a good pick this year.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, an ADP is a fucking steal. If you get either one of those receivers, just draft Matt Stafford around before his ADP just to get him. You're fine.
So let's talk about those receivers real quick. Who's your preference there?
Kupp, I want to say.
I think so.
Puka's got the preseason knee injury, which we don't know is going to linger or not. I didn't see exactly what it was, but I'm taking Kupp, especially he's going a good bit later. He's going in the third round when Puka's going in the early second.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is a guy who when healthy is capable of being the number one receiver in fantasy.
22 and 21, he led the league in receiving.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be number one this year. I just mean when they now have to worry about the greatest rookie receiver of all time, he hasn't had a number two as prolific as Puka. He hasn't had a running back. Well, no, that's not true. He had a couple of good years at Todd Gurley. So he's had talent at the running back spot, but he's never had a prolific wide receiver two like this. And people are actually saying, I've seen this more than once, that Kupp is the wide receiver two. Dude, the ceiling on a guy like that as a wide receiver two?
He's going to be a third-round pick that's going to end as a wide receiver one. It's exactly what you're looking for.
I'm literally, Nolan, I'm seeing people who go running back in round one, then stamp Puka as their wide receiver one in round two. I just don't agree with it.
Neither.
He's a very good player. He'll probably be very good this year. I just don't like it. I would, if I took a receiver in round one, I might go ahead and double down and take him as a receiver in round two. Mm-hmm. But I'm not. He's not going to be my first receiver. And that's about it. You take Matthew Stafford. You take one of the two running backs. There, then you take Cooper and Puka. That's it.
You could probably just take one of each of that position on that team and be all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Oop.
The Niners.
Next? Is Ayuk ever going to play?
No, dude, no. Today, walking off the field in street clothes.
Yep.
I mean,
well, not even walking off, showing up and walking off.
Yeah,
he never touched the field. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Trade him. Get him out of here.
Yeah. I'm not. If I had to pick one of the two receivers, not to skip over the other two guys, we're going to get to them because they're like good to go. Grab them. I'd take Debo over Ayuk all day this year.
Yeah, probably.
Like it was before, like all the drama really played out. They were close for me. And in fact, I would actually, if I'm being honest with myself, tell you that I was probably taking Ayuk. But now I'm like, man, I'm smashing Debo. Like we're going.
Especially now. So the worst thing that could have possibly happened for this team is CD signing that contract.
Yeah.
Because it instantly threw a wrench in the entire contract negotiation they had been having.
I agree with that. Yep. CMC in the top 3, Nolan.
He's top 1 or 2 pick, depending on your preference.
So are we worried about his injury? Let's
Nope.
see. Let's see. Doing side work in practice.
He's hurt every preseason. It's fine. He is what he is. We knew he wasn't going to play this early anyways. Of course, he has an injury designation. He always has an injury designation.
Like he's only 28.
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
Every year that he plays all year, he's basically a top 2 back.
Yep.
So, or a top 2 back. So
he's going to be questionable for 17 weeks. He is every year. It's fine.
But new hiccup in the Christian McCaffrey plan. You probably go get Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason, best handcuff in the league. Quote me on it. If anything does happen to him, Jordan Mason could be the steal this year. Because Elijah Mitchell out for the year. Guerrero, he's been hurt 3 times already or something like
Mason
that.
Looked dangerous.
And he looked excellent. So, hey, Jordan Mason, if you get CMC, you better fucking draft Jordan Mason.
Yep.
We don't usually say get handcuffs. There are a couple handcuffs you fucking need, though, and he is one of them.
And then let's talk about this, Nolan. You proved this to me last year. I won't forget it. I'm going to keep it out there. Justin Kittle.
Look, he had, 1 year where he was actually... Everybody always talks about him being injury-prone. He misses 1 or 2 games every year.
Yeah.
Fine. There's 1 year that he hasn't finished in the top 5 tight ends.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Draft Kittle.
Yeah, he's got his rookie year and the year he only played 8 games. Every other year, he's top 5. Like
back before the past 2 years, rookie tight ends did not produce. I wasn't counting it.
That's true. Okay.
Last year was the exception to the rule. So he had 1 year where he was actually significantly hurt. Still finished. He played 8 games. Still finished tight end 20. His lowest finish, other than that 1 year and his rookie year that we're not counting, was tight end 5.
Yep.
That's his lowest finish. Like, just fucking draft Kittle. Shut up and draft Kittle. Stop fucking arguing with me. Sure, he'll miss 1 game. Just fucking draft Kittle. You can...
Especially with the Ayuk issues.
Especially.
Kittle might be tight end 1 this year.
Hey, man. We saw CMC's wedding. Draft Kittle.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
He's a machine. Okay.
That's not all he is, but yes.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. Let's go Seahawks. Okay, this is like
it's fine. It's all fine.
It's fine. It's kind of like the Buccaneers. It's a similar profile.
Walker is going to be a fringe running back 1-2. DK is going to be a fringe wide receiver 1-2. Their tight ends are. Lockett is maybe a flex. He's gone down like every year. Hold on, let me pull up Lockett so I can actually.
Now, I am seeing stuff. People are starting. The buzz happened like a week ago, where they're saying that this year's Puka is JSN, not one of the other rookie receivers. And I'm like, and Gino had a couple of throws in his last preseason game. But guys,
they do have the Washington coach from last year as their OC. That dude fucking chucks the ball.
Yeah.
So maybe. I don't know if Gino can sustain it. Also, Lockett has looked not great last year. He's apparently injured still and hasn't been practicing, which I just saw from the notes on Sleeper. Like, I'm staying away from Lockett. I'm not touching him, even in like a late round throwing your last flex.
Yeah.
I would say JSN, though. He could have a breakout year. I think if anybody does have the breakout year, it is going to be DK in this offense, though.
You don't think it's Jake Bobo?
Fuck you. Don't talk about my boy like that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
DK could fill the fucking Roma Dunze slot in this offense from Washington last year. I think it could be great. Also, fuck you. And Jake Bobo is fine.
Well, and when I look at DK, like I am impressed with what he did last year. So he actually had like his lowest or second lowest catch total of his career, but man, like 16 yards after the catch or yards per catch, and then 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If he just increases total number of catches, like he finished 21 last year, which is lower than what you would hope for his draft spot, and like I don't know. I think he goes up. Like I absolutely do think he increases this year, just from like a total catches perspective.
I mean, he's got to. I feel like, especially this offense, the offense that he has now is going to throw a lot more than they did last year.
Don't fall for the Charbonnet lies.
Don't fall for the Charbonnet. It's going to be Kenneth Walker's team. They've done nothing but talk about how good Kenneth Walker is all offseason, all preseason. If you get Kenneth Walker at ADP, great, go to town. You're all right. He's going 50th in ADP on Sleeper.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. That's probably it's probably fine. It's not usually one of those guys that I would target, but like I don't know.
I mean, 0 running back in the 5th round, you get your first running back, and it's Kenneth Walker. You're fine.
Yep. So, well, look, that's our NFC preview. I don't think
we did it.
Anybody else? I mean, maybe Noah Fant, but he's hurt.
No offense, irrelevant.
Yeah, tight ends are irrelevant mostly.
Mostly, for the most part, yeah. That's why this year, draft a top 5 tight end. You get Laporta, you get McBride, you get Kelsey, you get Kittle, you get, if you want to lose, you get Pitts. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but there's your top 5. Draft one of them.
Let me see. Now you got me. Oh, Kincaid. Yeah.
Kincaid. That's who it was. That's who I was forgetting. The most vacated targets of any team, they lost Diggs and Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
Somebody has.
No. Keep our NFC preview pure, okay? We did Kincaid last year.
Yeah.
Look at our episode from last week, okay?
Look, this is our longest podcast ever. I sincerely doubt anybody is still here. If you are, hey, shout out, put it in the comments.
That's right. But yeah, that's it. That's Nolan. Not only is that a wrap for our preseason coverage for the NFC coverage.
Oh, don't say it. You're gonna see me weep.
That is a wrap for the 3-man bunk bed,
at
least as it stands currently. So
I miss it. It was a great name.
People who have listened to our episodes so far. We've got some pretty lofty goals for the new version of this podcast coming to you next week.
That's right.
Next Thursday. And we look forward to an awesome football season. So, again, I'm Zach. That's Nolan. Shout out to Cole. Our
RIP. Pour one out, boys.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's just not here. Okay.
Hey, he might be. You don't know.
But, look, we appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Peace. Bye.